一刷根39大林邦呀，腾满腾腾啊巴扎呀扎呀。
Okay, thank you for coming, and I hope that you are not going to get asleep because we are after lunch. So I hope that I don't bore you a lot. Okay, because well, I think that we have been speaking a lot about permaculture everywhere. In the schools, in the cities, in the lands, in the rural places. I'm from Spain, so I come from a European country, and from a city that we are from Barcelona, and all the work and all the things that I'm going to show you is in urban spaces and urban environment. So that is really important, as you know, that cities are becoming really crowded and there is no nature over there, but there are a lot of communities that are around these cities. And well, I'm working in that I've been working in this like 10 years. And the good thing is that the government is supporting all this. So most of my work is in the schools. So I work with the schools. I'm an architect, but always I've been working designing, but with nature. Usually I don't use permaculture as I try to don't use vocabulary that people is not understanding. So with governments overall, I don't use some words that they don't understand. So nowadays, Spain, the national government, the regional government, everybody is understanding climate change. No, but 5 years ago, nobody was understanding that. But now, yes. And there is a lot of resources, money, and politics that are pushing to support all these initiatives. So it's like, well, we started with this project. The name of the project that we are coordinating in a national level is Patios por Clima. Patios is a schoolyard or a school garden for climate change. So in this program, we have all the part that is like there is a part that is theoretical. We are trying to build the consciousness of the community, of the politics and the cities. There is this part, and there is a part that is physically, because we changed the school gardens. I will show you how they are usually in Spain and in Europe. And there is this part that is physically, and there is the community, the community and social part. Yeah, and the educational part, because all goes together, but we have to work in these different fields. Okay. So, what are the patios? Patios is schoolyards, okay? So I will say patios maybe sometimes. How are the patios in Spain? I don't know here, and this is something that I would like to know. How are they, and how do you use? Because in Spain, most of them are like this. And children, they used to use these spaces half an hour in the morning, because they started maybe like at 9, at 11 they have a break, a half-hour break, and after that from 1 to 3 they have lunchtime, so they are over there 2 hours. So at least in the school time, they stay there like 2 hours and a half. But there's a lot of space over there, and but there is nothing to do, just because there is no shadows, and Spain could be really, really hot everywhere. But there is no shadows, there is nothing to do, always balls, yeah? They play football, and they play things that get to the female population away, or the people that doesn't like to play football, they are away, and they have no spaces to do. These are spaces that are inert, no, without life. But they are like this, and they have been like this during 40 years, 50 years, and it's because money, in the sense when legally or when architects design schools, there is money for everything, but not for the schoolyard. It's not designed because they put a lot of effort and energy to the building, but not to the outside. So the good thing is that government and councils and everybody, educational department, everybody is getting conscious about that. We have to change that, and we are doing that, but slowly. For example, Barcelona has 365 public schools, primary public schools, that we are changing. Okay, in 3 years we have changed just 70 schools. 70 schools, and every school they are putting like 300,000 euros per school, because usually this is the best example that we can find, but usually they are pavement. This has not pavement, but we put a lot of energy, effort to taking out the pavement. So they are something like that. They are like this. They don't have nothing to do. So now, okay, but now government and councils, because I don't know here, but Europe in general. I was speaking about Barcelona, but there is Paris that is working like that, Brussels, Rotterdam. There are a lot of cities, big cities, that are working and trying to put in these programs alive. But every city is doing it in a different way, and we are studying how to do it, and we are all in contact to learn and to try to learn from each other. You know? Something like that. But what happens when you change a patio, when you change and you start to bring alive that space? So it happens that you learn about, these are just like nice pictures about what's happening over there. But it's happening, and we have to push for that, because we're in a rich countries where we have everything already. How to do that the community comes aware about this, and how to do that the community get aware about the necessity of being in contact with the nature. We are not in contact with the nature, and we feel like that is normal. But how to put this necessity, or how to bring this idea to the community? So we work with families, and we work a lot in the time out of the school time. So we use these patios, these spaces are using for the community, and we are working out of the boundaries of the school. So it's not just a community space or a school community, a school space, it's a neighborhood space. So we work a lot in the weekends, in the afternoon. So we are, and councils are trying to do that. Because of that, they are putting money, because these patios, these schools or these schoolyards are not just for the school educational community. They are for the city. They become a green infrastructure for the city. Because of that, they are putting a lot of effort to change. And we are there doing things. But the problem in the European countries or rich countries is that there are a lot of rules, a lot of norms, legally speaking. There is rules and there is a frame that always you have to maintain, or you have to be in. So security is really important. Responsibility about who is doing things, or who is building all that spaces. Always there is insurance behind, things like that. So it's not easy to do whatever we want. Today I was looking this bamboo structure that we have done together, and that wouldn't be possible in a patio in Europe. No, because who make it and who has the responsibility of that if my child gets something. So if we change and we put life in these places, these become places for learning, life learning. But we have teachers, we have families, and we have to teach also these teachers and these families, because if families don't want these changes, families are going to complain about sand, about dusty, about and it's like that. Also, teachers are teach inside the places, not outside. So how to change all that is? So it's like the predicament. Yeah, the paradigm of education is changing. So universities are trying to do different, councils are trying to do different, but it's really slowly. It's slowly. Okay, just some images that are inspiring, because these images speaks about this. Is a school, for example, in climate Patios por Clima program is a national program that we have been working in 6 regions in Spain, and this was one of the schools in this program. This program we started 5 years ago, and at the beginning we did like 5 pilot projects with 5 schools in different regions of Spain. And this school, for example, before to have the patio transformed, or the schoolyard transformed, they were using the public space that there is in front of their school. So it's not necessary to have a lot of money and a lot of and all the support of the government to change, because and this is something that is happening in all Spain and Europe, is communities. The change is coming from inside, from the below to up, and now they are just touching it, no? So also government is putting resources for that, but it's like 15 years ago or 15 years ago, all this movement started from the below. And now, so a lot of the schools that they had nice or alive patios, they were already outside, trying to do things outside, because children, if not, they spend all their day inside the places, sitting and learning about birds, about nature from a book. From a book. Okay, so this is just you cannot see anything, but this is Europe. Okay.
No boundaries.
No. Okay. No, just I wanted to share with you some big cities or regions that are working in that. But as I told you before, it's like they are not speaking about permaculture, but they are putting a lot of ingredients of this of permaculture in these programs. So from our organization, we are trying to put in a little bit more order and pressure a little bit about all the ingredients of permaculture. But they are doing a lot of things already. Okay, Paris is doing this. It's like 5 years that they are changing. The Paris Council that is doing. We are in a project that is the name is Cool Schools. Cool Schools. Cool Schools is a European program that we are involved, and we are studying. We have these city cases, no, where they're implementing all these projects, and we are studying all the co-benefits of regreening the schoolyards, because there is a lot of effort from these councils to change and to transform all these schools. So we are with different universities in Europe. We are studying and putting together all this information, just for giving more reasons for what to change. Because we know that scientifically there is people that needs to have things right now. No? So this is that was Paris, Brussels, every city. Rotterdam, every city in Europe and here on the world, we have different cultural and climatic scenario. So every city is answering the question in a different way, but always trying to put in nature as a solution. No? So, but every city is in a different way. Spain, I told you about all this we have been doing for these 10 years, like a lot of conference, a lot of informative days, as we are doing here, sharing and trying to bring all this information and all this consciousness to, first of all, councils and government, because it's the way to, because common people and people in general, teachers, families, they are aware about this. So it's like we need now governments that believe in that, and we are putting together all these things. The training programs, because as I told you, teachers or families most of them doesn't know how to deal with the exterior, with the nature, with places like that. And the projects, no? So we are greening spaces that has to be learning spaces, but also you have to learn to play, to get dirty, to be in contact with nature in a natural way, and not we could speak about the kind of elements that you put, the structures that you put in a place for like a playground. Maybe sometimes they are really they are really specific, and maybe if we think in permaculture way or in a natural way, maybe the structures should be more open, just a place that seems to be something, maybe it's not something like we could play. We could speak about this a lot. Or there is this image. No, it's important that the community, the children that are in touch with the transformation, that is part of the process. It's not, we are working with the community from the beginning. We co-design the space. We try to get all the information about what do they need, what you, and not just the community, not just the educational community, not the neighborhood. Which structures, which sports equipment there is in this neighborhood. We need this. Do you need the basketball pista? How do you say a place where you play the coach? Yeah. Do you need this? Or there is another one next to you? Maybe we can take this out and we can use it for regreening. The Barcelona, for example, is using these spaces that they are transformed as a climate shelters. Climate shelters, because it's becoming really a problem. So we have it on summertime. We have a lot of spaces that are like climate shelters, and these spaces, when you are using natural-based solutions, they are solutions for that in the city. And there is something interesting that in Spain, for example, the law is saying that every patio, every school has to have a 1,000 meters square patio. This is a minimum. So you know that in a neighborhood, in a city, you have depending on the population, you have all these spots that could be changed and to be shifted in a climate shelter. So, and you have a strong community in there, and you can work with them. Okay, there is a lot of talking because you have to explain all the time to people, to children, to families, to the council, to everybody. Explain about that. Okay. You have seen this. Okay, we have this kind of patios. Yeah, we have canvas. How do we change, or where do we start? No, from where? So yeah, the thing is just bringing, when we design these spaces and we try to figure out how are they going to be, we design, we say that we do like we transform this in a natural scenario. So it's a natural scenario where we think about the actions and the things that we want that will be happen, you know. So we start. We have like these points that we have in account. We want to increment the biodiversity. We are going to work with soils. If not, we don't get this. Yeah, but soils is really important for the thing. And part of the resources, most of the part of the resources goes there. Usually water is a really problem in Spain, well, and everywhere. Yeah, and because it would be a place for the community. It's a place where we want to be. It's like we want to have a pleasant space where we can meet, we can have parties, we can have because we think always not just in the school time, if not all the year around, all the time. Okay. So we design thinking about having fresh and pleasant spaces and all the leisure and all the structures that can help us to sport, movement. We think in three categories of movement. It's like in Spanish it's like low intensity. Oh yeah, it's here. Low, medium, and high intensity. No, you think in different spaces, places for chill out and places for playing and what. Well, about biodiversity, soils. I'm not going to go through this because I think that all of us we know already, but it's a way we have put in order in this way. But there are a lot of ways to put it in order. Water is a resource, but also is a really good element to play, and that is something that is really important. But to play with. And to know about biodiversity, because we have here a place. Here we are collecting water from all this part, and this part would be so. Yeah, water always is like soil is really important, but water also how to show how we are taking the water from the system and try to keep it and play with the water. So it's like is another aspect of these spaces. Yeah, shadow everywhere. We need shadows and we need places to stay. Some of this space, for example, it was like that, but there weren't any tables. There was nothing over there. And you say, the first time that we go to the schools, you say, okay, let's talk about your space, but first put 3 tables, please, and after we can continue speaking, because it's the minimum that you can do. Yeah, so that is happening in a lot of places. Things are changing, but yeah. Leisure and sports facility, as I told you, maybe sometimes it's like, this is nothing, this is like 4 poles, put it like this. It's not a house, it's not a TP, it's nothing. But it's a place that it seems is like a place here, yeah? The bamboo structure. It's a place where a lot of things can happen over there if you do structures that are open in the sense that they could be whatever. This structure for them is now like they do like the Christmas tree. They do everything with that. They put rocks around. Yes, things that, and always with natural materials. And this is something that is happening because if you study and you are changing your school, the patio, also you are starting to think about, what happened next to my school, what's happening with the entrance, what's happening with my neighborhood. So this is things that Barcelona city is doing. No? We are changing all the. They said they call this like acupuncture urbanism. Urbanism, no? Urbanism, tactical urbanism. Like with the minimum, you are changing things. You are just taking out cars because cars were parked here, and we are trying just to do a place to stay next to the school. So we are trying to the council is trying to experiment. What happens if we change this? What's happening with the community?
Those are movables that you can change as you go along to try as an experiment, or they're permanently there?
Okay, they are like permanent over there. You as a user, you cannot change, but this is really cheap to do. Yeah. So it's the council is doing this, and maybe they are just putting that for 3-4 years, or just 1 year or 2 years, depending on if it's working or not.
They're called pop-ups. They're called pop-up infrastructure in
Okay. Whereas it's like tactical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Because after that, maybe they can decide. Okay, let's do a program where we are going to change all these spaces. But now it's like like experimental place, no? This is another example. This is in a school, but the council decided to this. They had some problems with the branches because they were falling down, and they decided, because they have a school garden that is really big, so they decided to leave it, just to put this fence here, just saying, okay, don't go inside there, and leave it like a natural space where branches are falling down. And after, when sometimes during the year they enter and they experiment and they look about the biodiversity that is creating over there. So things are like wild song, like a wild song. Or this, like we are working a lot with dry gardens. Not dry gardens because it's a big for us in Spain. Okay, so when we go to a city and we start to think about, okay, well, let's go to think about how to change all these schools that from the city. Maybe a city has 10, 12, or maybe one school, you know. But when we start to think about, okay, we have 12 schools that we want to change, we are going to work with all of these communities and we are going to try to implement this program. The first thing is that, okay, you can change the space. This is the space, is the physical. But if you don't change the educational organization of that school, how they work, so and you don't change the organization of that school, and you don't change you don't flexibilize the timetable of the education, you have really nice spaces, but you are not changing anything. In the sense, there is a lot of schools now that they have a really nice gardens because councils are putting a lot of energy and for resources, 300,000 euros per school, blah, 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 blah. They're changing a lot, they're really nice, but they are going out half an hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon, and that's all. So there it has no sense. So if you change the spaces, but you are not changing how you are managing that school, and this is something that all the community has to work in. Other things are not changing, so you have to start to think about methodologies of learning, how to learn, more experimental, and this is something that the new curriculum that we have in Spain is saying, but still now, that because it's just 2 years that we have been implementing the new curriculum, that the new curriculum is saying that yes, we have to do it in an experimental way, but nobody knows how to implement. So it's something that is changing, but slowly. So we are changing the spaces, we are changing methodologies, but really slowly. And yeah, but it's something that you have to take in account, because now things are going on, but slowly. And as I told you before, we think about the schools like an ecosystem, that this is like a school, but this school is just an element of that neighborhood. And because this problem, we have this problem. We have the governments that are giving resources. We have physically changed all the patios, more or less, but we have a community that sometimes is not prepared to receive this gift. So we have communities that are not worried about climate change. They are not worried about taking care of that nature that is new. It's like this. Yeah, can you understand this? Yes, because it's because it's something that I wanted to share with you and to know about your cities and your places. Because I think in Europe and developed countries, we have too many things. We have everything that we need, and we are conscious of our nature. Oh yeah, we need to be in contact with nature, but to be in contact with nature and to take care of nature and the community and the social part is not something that it comes alone, or it not comes if there is not the necessity. And now, for example, we are trying we are working in a pilot program that is trying to activate the communities, because we are giving all the resources to the community to have a really nice place. But after the communities, they say, okay, but who is going to put water in these trees, or who is going to take care of that? So we are in that point now that council would like to have the core responsibility of taking care of that space, but communities are not moving on. And that I don't know if one day that we will, if one day we will have this necessity, these things that we're going to move the society, because now society is a little bit relaxed. I don't know. Well, what time is it? Because it's 2:40. Oof, I spoke a lot. Okay, you can imagine that we have done a lot of things, and guides, a lot of things that we have write down about this. We did like a guide with 11 sheets, and it's like, because we think about the process of changing is like a nice a spiral process where it has never ending, but the first sheet speaks about permaculture and the 3 principles and why to apply in the transforming schoolyards. And just I pass through quickly. These are some examples that, and if you want this presentation and you want, I hear in the pen drive and you can take it or whatever, but we have done during the years and years a lot of videos, a lot of interviews, and we have recorded a lot of processes, how the communities are changing. So here we have an example. I'm not going to speak about all these examples, but these are examples around Spain. Because it's everywhere that is happening. Sometimes it's supported by government, and sometimes it's the communities that are moving. And some transformation processes just foreseeing some, because I'm an architect, so I do plans. I draw me or my team. Yeah? So just to, no, I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can imagine that behind this there is a design. and we draw, and we implementing, and we calculate how much is it, and every these things. But all these transformations goes with a lot of workshops, with a lot of community events. That is important to get aware about the processes. This is another one. As I told you, underneath there is a lot of work, a lot of resources, a lot of effort that we put over there, and these people don't see. No, they see just some tables or some trees, but for having that you need to work a lot on the underneath. It happens a lot. This is, we have pavement everywhere. So to do it like to find the balance between resources and what we want. Usually we cannot take out all the pavement, so we take some parts of the minimum that we need for changing. So this is an example of a project, and this is the result. You know? We want just spaces for being together. I would say that Mirko is here. Mirko is one of the persons that used to build all these spaces. I designed and he goes. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
That's your organization?
Yeah. We are, yes. The Dream Balloon. Well, we are the red balloon, and now because we are been working as a red balloon during 15 years, but the green part, we are now doing like the green balloon, so maybe in next years we'll have the purple balloon, we'll see. But now we have a balloon that is in different colors. Yeah. This is the website where you can find information about this. Okay. So if you want to share something, I don't know if in your country.
What I would like to say, when I look at those before and after, so the before things, I'm sorry to say, but they honestly, those play areas at school look like prison yards. Looks like a prison. They're so sterile. I can't believe it. So great for you. You got this contract to turn that around, to change the minds of the kids, but also for the teachers. A lot of learning and teaching happens outside. Get them out of the classroom, get them out there experiencing everything, and you're creating something for the community as well. You know, I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And you too, Mr. Builder. Yeah.
But it's
Well
very
done.
difficult to take out the teachers from
Yeah.
the rooms.
You have to
From the
educate the
classroom.
teachers.
Some of them, you know, they are very solidly sitting in their bench,
Well,
you know, giving information, knowledge.
universities are teaching like that. Are producing teachers that are training in the classroom. So because of that, I bring some postcards because I used to use a lot of analogic materials to speak, to do workshops or whatever. Because it's not, if we are outside, we don't have this amenities.
Any of the schools taking garden produce and then cooking in?
Yeah, a lot. A lot of them, they do that, and they develop really nice programs around that. And also there is one of them that the council did a kitchen, that is a communitarian kitchen, and yeah, but they're not all of them. There are some that they have gardens that they are not taking care of that, but there are some of them that are using it like a real element or something important for the school. Yeah. And you can imagine what said. Yeah, possibilities are a lot. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. So we actually have two questions. So first is, do you mainly focus in elementary, primary schools, or also work with middle school, all schools? And second question.
Yeah, but I can answer you something. Okay, we are working with primary schools because primary schools and public primary schools belongs to the councils. So we work directly with councils because they can change things over there. But the secondary schools in Spain belongs to the regional government. And now we are trying to change laws and rules and whatever, and we are changing. But still, the new schools that they are building, they are taking in care or taking in account the schoolyard, but it's just now. So they have thousands of schools that they should, secondary schools that they should change, but they are not changing. Yeah. Yeah, the second one.
Question is, so you said that you hold workshops with local communities and also with teachers. I was wondering how the workshop was like managed, organized, and how do you interact with the teachers?
It depends on the community, depending on if that community, that school is working. It depending on if this community or this school is working. Maybe they have a group, a specific group for training or about that item. So they maybe every month we do a session. Okay, that could be a possibility. Or a possibility that we have done is like one weekend, full weekend that we work in this, and we are going to try to change the educational program of that school. So yeah, that is so
it could be either like changing the education program or working on site to teach them how to teach students. These two levels. It's different,
but we use, because we are architects, we work with people that know about more than us about education. So it depending on that, there is a group of trainers that teachers trainers that help the school to work and develop a new program for
Okay. I was going to say, I know in Japan they've got the kids clean the entire primary school, so they don't have professional cleaners at all, and they've got methods and we'd sort of say pedagogies for teaching kids how to do that from all through primary. And I know in Australia we've been getting better, like a lot better, at developing systems for getting kids to take responsibility for different parts of the school. And it's actually, so as a teacher, like even saying to sometimes teachers, you've got to take the kids outside or you've got to manage that. It's actually really hard because if I gave you 18 kids right now and said you've got to get them to maintain this garden, like the only way you actually have the ability to do that is if you have seen other teachers using very specific methodologies and systems that actually work and that make everyone happy. Because no teacher wants to go and start yelling at kids either, really. We'd rather have our little methods so I think it'd be great over time to I'm trying to gather all that slowly, the material from other skilled teachers. But we had this problem with kitchen gardens because how do you actually get a kid to how do you get a classroom to take care of kitchen gardens? One group will just want to collect snails all day, and the other group will, and it's fun. But without those pedagogies, it's very hard to actually make it work. So, yeah.
We have schools where things are working really good is because there is an element in the school that we said is like it's a person that is taking care of the maintenance, and that person, if this person has the skills of taking care of the land, of the earth, usually the garden is working well. There is more people involved. So from the program that we are running, we are trying to skill or to think about how to change the contract of that person. That maybe that person should be skilled in this material. So also thinking about this because there are a lot of new professions around all this thing because it's like a new thing that is happening, but now we don't know how to deal with. And councils and government is saying, okay, we are working for getting better and better this transformation. But this
Yeah.
I would like to add just one of the tools that Mamen and her teams they're using is like in permaculture, is observation. It is not only taking nature to the schoolyard, but also watch which is the social dynamics in the schoolyard. And sometimes they have a problem because like a gender separation or there are some structural impediment that doesn't let go the flow of the game, and so creating problems. So every kind of project that they do is specifically done visiting the school many times during the schoolyard during the break and see what really is going on. It's not only take a tree. It's what they can create and help for, helping a nice meeting point or playing ground or just to join female or different age together. So this is one of the ability that they develop during the year, just observing what is going on in the place first.
So there's a curriculum in UK. They teach how do you do permaculture for children and permaculture. And I attended their online course, and there were teachers from different parts of Europe. And I think that was a great exchange. They've got a great website. And it's, I think, open source as well. So perhaps when we work on curriculums, making that open source, I think, will create so many dialogues, because I'm sure you can't take something from Spain into Australia without tweaking it. The same thing with Japan or Korea. I think the key is people working with children create some global open source information to exchange all this great knowledge.
Well, I think it's happening already. Yeah, because it's open source. So I think that when we implement it in our places, we have an account what is going on and what is similar. Yeah, but it's true that there are some countries that are have done already more things in that or no. But today we were looking the Timor-Leste projects. The social environment is really different, and the issues that they have are different. So yeah, in different places, yeah, we can implement it, but we have to take into account the place.
一刷根39大